Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here with a response video to Lawn Bowl Post 1975's 10 gaming experience firsts. Now there's a bit of a list to go through here, so I'll go through it as quickly as possible. So the first video game I played, now I reckon, a little bit fuzzy on this one because I was probably fairly young, but I reckon my first gaming experience would have been at a fish and chip shop. And so thus is going to be an arcade game, and yes, it was Space Invaders. Space Invaders in the original proper Space Invaders cabinet with the green tint part way down the screen to give a bit of added colour, but otherwise it was in black and white. So Space Invaders arcade. Right, next, the first video game I bought with my own money. All right. So that would have been, now this represents the one because I don't have my original one because I sold it to buy my next computer, was TI Invaders that I got as a loose cartridge with my TI-99 4A computer. Very good version of Space Invaders. So I mean, Space Invaders was the bee's knees back then, so that's great. I'll get the card. I won't bother getting the card out. But anyway, TI Invaders on the Texas Instruments TI-99 4. Now next, the very first game I traded. Now I may have to insert some pictures here, but I used to work in a shop, and we had Game & Watches, and I used to play them actually upside down for the customers, and I was quite good at them. But I did get paid a lot of money, and there wasn't a lot of point in buying stuff and taking it home, as I could borrow stuff occasionally or wait till stuff on special. So the only Game & Watch I bought myself back then was Parachute, because we got extra ones, or one came without a box or something like that, so I got that cheap at a sort of a staff discount sort of thing, and took that home. Now Parachute, fun game, but you get sick of it after a little while, and I really wanted for myself a Donkey Kong Jr., which is probably the best single screen Game & Watch unit. And one of my friends had one, they played it, they'd finished it, and they got sick of it, and they wanted Parachute. So I swapped them Parachute for Donkey Kong Jr., and I was over the moon. Great game. And somewhere I have it. That's one of the other things that I have not been able to find. I guarantee you I haven't given it away. I just hope it hasn't been thrown away. But anyway, so that's my first thing I traded. Next, now the first system I owned, or the family owned, was a Hanimex. Now I think it was a T338 Pong system. I'm not 100% sure, but this one looks a lot like it and sounds a lot like it. It actually had all your about 7 games. Might have been 11 games, I can't remember, it's a bit fuzzy, but there was your tennis and your table tennis, but it also had motorbike jumping, so which was my favourite part of it. So you used the analog control sticks like this, like the paddles, and you revved the bike up to make it jump over the various things. We played that again and again and again. So that was the first family video game system, and hopefully this is a picture of it. Okay, now the very first gaming peripheral that I bought to enhance my system, just like Lawn Boy, was a Quickshot joystick. And there he is, still got it, because they were such a wonderful, fantastic joystick for the time. And I would have used that on one of my Spectra Video computers. So there you go. Next, now the one of the first magazines I ever bought and read on a regular basis was Computer and Video Games. I had heaps of issues of this. This is a 1987, so this is a fairly late one. I have thrown most of these out, so I don't have a lot of these left. I've just found the odd ones when I've been tidying up. But it was a great magazine. Used to pour through these. It also used to have listings in the back of it, some of the early ones, which I used to type into the computers. I do remember this one for having, I think it's this one, had quite a few listings for the TRS-80 Color, which I used to convert to my MSX computer. or the Spectre Video even. Okay, now the first system that I bought myself was a TI-99/4. I mentioned that before with the sorry, a bit heavy, with the Invaders before. So that's the only cartridge I had, was in TI Invaders. Now this is a TI-99/4A. The difference being, and the only difference being, is the keyboard. Now they both had the reduced number of keys. As you notice, the keyboard doesn't seem to have all the keys you would expect, but it had a chiclet keyboard. So that's the rubber, or well, it actually didn't have rubber. It had hard ones, similar to a TRS-80 Color Model 1. But other than that, the identical machine, same clock speed, same amount of RAM. Neither of them had the advanced basic in. They only had the standard basic. When I bought this, or off the person I was buying off, he was supposed to give me the advanced basic cartridge, and he never did. So I never had advanced basic. When I picked this one up, probably about 8 years ago, I got the advanced basic cartridge. It makes a hell of a lot of difference with these machines. These machines actually use as their main processor the processor that the MSX, the Spectre Video, and the ColecoVision used as their graphics processor. And it's a pretty good processor, but it wasn't really designed for general computing, so it wasn't very fast at running BASIC. Although the advanced basic cartridge has quite a few powerful features that allows automatic sprite movement and things like that, so you could actually write some good stuff with it. But anyway, that was the first system that I bought, and I sold my original TI-99/4 to then buy my next computer, which was a Spectre Video SVI 318. Okay, now the next thing is handheld system. Now this could go two ways, so that could either be a Game & Watch. So here's a really poor condition Donkey Kong 2. This wouldn't be one of my original ones. I actually had an orange Donkey Kong. I don't know what happened to that, and I had the Donkey Kong Jr. Used to love those games to death. But I suppose, strictly speaking, first handheld console is this very Atari Lynx, which is a Model 2, and I've owned that since new, and that would be the first handheld console that I've owned, and it is an excellent handheld console. It just came out at the wrong time. Atari was starting to fail, and yeah, not a lot of titles were brought out for it. Quite a few people collect for this, and it's quite a powerful little system. Never had a Game Boy or anything like that back in the day. Friends did, but I didn't. Now, next one, CD-based system played. Well, that one would have to be the Sony PlayStation 1. It would be the first CD system I played. Would have been in a store to start with. I didn't get a PlayStation 1 for a little while, but I did get a PlayStation 1 before the PlayStation 2 came out. Pretty much the only system I ever bought on release, we'll get into that later in another video, but anyway, was the Spectre Video 318. Okay, and first system sold, going back on that, it was, so I've already mentioned it, the TI-99/4 computer I sold, and with some other money I'd earned from doing paper runs and things like that. I hadn't really started working at the store that I then got the job at, because they were the ones selling the Spectre Video computers, and that is the first item that I bought on launch, which was the Spectre Video 318, white computer, chiclet keyboard with a red joystick. Hopefully I'll find a picture of that and add that for you all there. And that's what started me off writing games, because it was probably about 8-9 months later when I released my first game. Alright, great video once again, Lawn Boy, and make sure you do, if you want to do a response yourself, do a response to Lawn Boy's original video. I'll put a link down below, and I'll catch you all next time.